Good morning, how are you? It's Caroline from Complete Fitness and Wellbeing with your 5 moves in 5 minutes on this Friday morning. The moves we're going to do today are from our balance and strength class, which we do every Friday. We have set moves we do every week again, so we can work on our progressions, see how we're doing on those. And then we add additional moves in to challenge the balance a little bit more, but and also incorporate some strength work too. All the moves can be done just body weight, or again, we can hold weights for certain positions and movements if we're happy to. But today I'm going to show you all body weight moves. And with the weather today, our balance will be quite appropriate because if it's very windy out there, we might need to sort of have a little bit more engagement with the body as we're out and about. So if you're out and about today, do take care. As always, clear safe space if you're joining in. And if we are working on balance, do you need something to assist with that? Whether it's just resting your hand against the wall, back of the chair, fingertip on something, just to help with that. And as always, you're only going to do the movements that are suitable for you. So if you're not sure, try something else or leave it out. And we can always have a conversation about what might be more appropriate or what we can do about certain areas that need special attention. So we're going to start off with 2 moves that we do every week. First move, let's grab the timer actually. So we'll set that up. We're going to go into a split stance and into our sort of sprinter pose. So take a step back. I'm about to sprint off, coming up onto tiptoes, but then I'm pulling myself back. So that's sort of going forward, but then stopping. So core working and the rest of the body sort of bringing ourselves back to that starting position. Off we go. So I'm going to get my arms involved as well. So I get a little bit of shoulder work. I'm going to breathe in as I come here. Exhale, bring myself back. Feet hip width apart because again, having the feet in line with the hips will help with the balance. I'm looking straight ahead, but if that was all right, maybe I'd be looking left to right because when we are walking or running, we have got to look left to right, haven't we? So we can incorporate that movement. Oops. And notice how it can affect the balance as well. It's useful again just to acknowledge certain movements, certain ways. You can feel it very differently. And with our balance, you can feel different one day to the next. You know, what's been going on? How are you feeling? All that stuff gets taken into account. Next move, we've just done feet hip width apart. We're now going to do feet heel to toe. So imagine you're walking along a curb or on a tightrope. So I'm literally heel to toe. I'm doing this barefooted. So again, I've got that real connection with the floor. I can feel that. I can feel my heel against my toes. I'm not looking down. I'm aiming to be able to look straight ahead. I'm still noticing how the body's moving, how it's feeling. Now, if that feels okay, I'm going to start walking backwards. So make sure you're comfortable walking backwards. If not, turn around and keep walking forwards. If that's okay, can I look left to right this way with this movement as well? Again, challenging that proprioception, the body having to adjust where it is in sort of space and time. And the more advanced option would be, can we do this with our eyes closed? Please make sure if you do, you're in a safe space and you feel okay doing so. That is very different as well. Now, 3 moves that we'll do as well to add a bit more variety to the workout. We're going to start off with just adding some bounce. I'm going to stand on one leg and I'm just bending at the knee. 5 bends, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to switch over. Again, I'm bending at the knee. So I'm working the thigh muscles. My joints are working. I'm building up a bit of sort of power. Obviously, I'm winding myself up to be able to then step to the side. Now, if that wasn't comfortable, maybe we could just come up to tiptoe instead of the bounce. If you didn't want to bounce, perhaps coming up to tiptoe. So we're just working different movements. Maybe actually even going forward would be a good one. So you're building up that sort of spring to jump forward and then maybe back, but building that little bit of a bounce in the legs. From there, we're going to go into a clock face. So my left leg is going to stay grounded. My right leg, now it can either stay connected with the floor. I'm going to touch 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and back. That could be enough. Or maybe I begin by having a little bend, little hinge at the hips and the knee, and my right leg can then sort of swing round or swoop round without touching the floor. So again, just different stages. I need to touch the floor a little bit there. But we're getting that movement. So again, I'm working the hip joint. My left leg is doing the balancing, the grounding, my foot's connecting, assessing the whole time what's going on. Hands actually wherever they need to be. You could also hold a weight for this as well. And then during the class, we would do the other side as well. And then the last one, a single leg deadlift, which is a balance in itself. I'm going to add some arm movements. And the arm movements are raising my arms up like the letter T, bringing my arms forward like the letter Y, and then forward like the letter I. So in this position, feet hip width apart, I'm going to take a step back, hinge, maybe we bring this leg up. So we've got our single leg balance. Arms coming out like a letter T, out like the letter Y, up like the letter I. Maybe I'll come back out and pause and then step back again. It could be we keep the back leg touching the floor. So I'm still hinging. So we're still working the balance by having a shift in the foot positioning. Or maybe I keep both feet on the floor and just work on that movement there. What feels okay? And then again, we will do the other side on the in the second round. So there we go, 5 moves in 5 minutes, 2 of our regular weekly moves, so we can still progress on our balance, and then adding the variety, which today again we've done with sort of some bouncing, some rotating, and some hinging, getting the upper body to work as well whilst we're balancing. So a real mixture of things to help with our balance, challenge it, to progress with, always knowing we can regress it and change it if we need to. So I hope that was useful. Let me know how you're getting on with your balance. Are you incorporating balance work into your workouts? You're probably doing more than you think, really. You think about all the stuff we do throughout the day. So sometimes it's quite nice just to take a moment and notice, what are you doing? Maybe if you feel you're not doing enough, what can we add to that? And if you need some help or assistance with that, then you know where I am. So have a super day and a great weekend. It's bank holiday weekend, so have a good weekend. And I will see you next week. Take care. Bye. Oh, if I can turn this off.